I'm Max, and this is the start of my first reaction rant series. First up is the anime Gurren Lagann. I just watched the first episode, and it was really good. I really liked the OP. It was a pretty good, just normal rock song. Nice, nice visuals there. Nothing too crazy though. I would say. I really like the character design, and obviously, I really liked how Kiliko looks. So, same kind of design ideas from Trigger, and the way they exaggerate proportions in different frames to give big effect. The voice acting was really good too. I liked how, big overblown voices to really like pop with the visuals and the characters models being exaggerated for different effects. It looks like it's just gonna be a pretty cool action story so far, and I like action, so I'm pretty excited for that. I haven't heard too much about like the story or the plot of Gurren Lagann, but I do know that at least to an extent there is some deeper messages and like themes to be learned from it. So that I'm looking forward to that. See if I can get into anything. So far, what's happened is that like the kid Simon and the older character Kamina, I think his name is. Kamina's kind of like a town, like weird guy in their like underground town that they live in, and everyone's kind of like, oh, he's out there, he does the weird stuff, don't mind him. He like tries to escape their underground town because these people like don't think the surface exists, which is obviously a very like backwards way that we would think of thinking through how the world works, which sets up an interesting dynamic, especially looking forward to them going to other towns and meeting new people. You don't know what these people are going to believe, since we've already seen normal like logic and how those like basic logic has already been thrown out the window a little bit. Like people don't always have it, which is really interesting. I'm excited to see if there's a lot more like different towns with different ideas on how the world works. Anyway, so Simon and Kamina, they get in trouble. But Simon like digs, and since they're underground, that's a big deal. So he gets out of trouble. Kamina goes to jail. Simon finds a robot, which Kamina later names Lagann. So that's cool. So he gets in this big like face robot, and they drill. Because like another big face robot falls down from the surface, presumably, and like lands in the village, and then starts beating crap up. This really hot girl shows up, and she's like sniping the thing. Her character design is pretty cool. I like that. She seems like kind of just like a normal anime girl with a gun. So far, I hope it doesn't stay that way. I'd really like her, to get more of a like real personality and not just kind of sitting there shooting stuff the whole time and being the girl of the cast. Because Calvin just really got this overblown attitude. He's crazy. He's out there with the big ideas. He's like leading. And then there's Simon, who's like timid and scared, but he's like ready to follow Kamina, and he's got a lot of heart. So that's interesting. So this robot falls down with the girl, tears up the town. They go get in the robot. They fight the big robot. They take it up to the surface, kill it. And they get this big view, this big cool view of the surface, where they can see a ton of it because they get shot super high in the air, and Kamina and Simon are in awe of that. And then they fall back down to Earth and are loomed over by two other face robots. So, like, that was pretty wild. So I think next episode is probably just going to be some fighting, some world building, nothing too big. I don't think we're going to get to the main plot of the show probably till after episode 2. Maybe it'll come at the end, or it'll just happen in episode 3. That's usually how these things kind of play out. It'll be interesting to see, what the main plot is, because the preface, right after or might have been before the OP, it doesn't matter. There was this little segment where they were like these guys in this ship, this big spaceship, and they were fighting. It might have been a giant face robot that was like a spaceship or whatever, and they were fighting this huge army of other ships or face robots. It wasn't clear. You could only see them as little stars or little dots in the sky, or out in space rather, not the sky. So yeah. Also, the captain of that ship, he called the ship Gurren Lagann. So you got the name right there. But B, he also reminded me of Kamina. I don't know if this is like a flashback to Kamina's dad, who he mentions was knew about the surface and had been there with Kamina when he was really little, and that's why he was driven to get back to the surface. I don't know if it's Kamina's dad or if it's Kamina in the future. We'll have to see. I don't know if there's any funky stuff or how much time this story takes place, because I don't know anything really about the story of Gurren Lagann. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'll see you after episode 2, I guess.